This print is Mesa Arch. I was on my way to Tucson to work with a big crew to film some stuff for Caterpillar, and I'd driven 1,000 miles from Chicago to Glenwood Springs, Colorado. And I had a car full of gear, and I had my dog with me. And I got to the hotel, I don't know, maybe it was 11 p.m. or so, and was just really wired from being on the road. And I slept for a couple hours, but I wanted to stop and shoot some landscapes on the way out there. And so I was looking at spots, and Mesa Arch was one of those spots that I've wanted to photograph since I've started photography. I mean, it's an iconic spot. It's one of the most photographed spots in the Southwest. And so I decided I'm going to head to Mesa Arch. So I got a little bit of sleep, a couple hours at most, and I got up early and packed up the car, and we drove, I want to say it was like 4 or 5 hours to Mesa Arch. And I got there maybe 2 hours before sunrise. I was the first person out there, and Bella and I did the 30-minute hike or so to the arch, and I was the first person there. So I was shooting a multi-row panorama. I brought my multi-row pano head from Really Right Stuff with me, and I was starting a multi-row panorama where I was doing some light painting, and I was trying to pull some stars in when some people came walking up behind me with these red mining lamps, and they just lit up the whole arch with their red light when I was halfway through my panorama, and kind of ruined the whole thing. So I kind of let it roll off my back. They didn't speak English, so there was no way I could communicate with them. And so I just waited. I was front and center, and people started coming as we got closer to sunrise. And by the time sunrise hit, I was elbow to elbow with, probably like 50 people. So as the late arrivers started coming, people started to kind of walk in front of some of the photographers on the wings, and some pretty nasty verbal altercations ensued. And, for such a beautiful place at sunrise, it was just such a toxic environment. I mean, I know these places are the most photographed places in the country, so they're always going to be busy, but it was just a very interesting experience to be witnessing this beautiful sunrise and having people, saying such nasty stuff to each other. But, I let it roll off my back. I had the perfect spot, and I stitched together this beautiful sunrise print, and I couldn't be more stoked about how it came out. As a photographer, I don't print everything that I shoot as much as I would like because I just don't have the space to hang it. But this was one of those images that so much effort went into, and it was on my bucket list of places to shoot that I really couldn't help but hanging this on the wall behind me. So to get the entire width of the arch, I used a nodal slide panoramic head from Really Right Stuff. You're standing so close to the arch that even a 16 millimeter or even a 14 millimeter lens isn't going to get from side to side. So I did 2 rows. I want to say they were 6 images by 6 images. And then I stitched them together in post. And there's not really a lot of color or any other enhancements to this image besides stitching them together. It was just a beautiful place and a beautiful sunrise. So anyway, that's a little story about how I stopped at Mesa Arch on my way to Tucson. I hope you enjoyed it. With all this AI stuff, it keeps a little hard to get motivated to keep shooting landscapes, but it's something I really love to do, and I'm going to continue doing it whenever I have the opportunity. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.